Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Arpita Karwa, and today in this video I'm going to talk about the most important topics that are asked from unit number 2, research aptitude. So stay tuned till the end of this video because this video will help you ace every single question and score a perfect 100 on 100 in UGC NET paper 1. So before we look at the most important topics, let us first look at the official UGC NET paper 1 syllabus that is provided by UGC, which you can see right there on your screen. Now, when you look at this syllabus, there is something very interesting that you should know. You have to first go through the past year question papers to see how the trend has changed in the previous few years. And when you go through these past year questions, you will find something very, very interesting. You will see that there are certain topics that keep on popping up in the exam, even though they aren't listed in the official syllabus. And a lot of students who are just sticking to the official syllabus will miss out studying these topics. On the other hand, there are some topics that are included in UGC NET paper 1 syllabus but have not appeared in the past 3-4 years question papers. That means those topics are now obsolete and you do not need to study them. But don't worry, if you are wondering that how do I know these topics and how do I know which topics to study and which to skip, I have got your back. I have done a detailed analysis of the last 10 years PYQs and I've created a list of key topics of Unit 2 research aptitude. Now, since this unit covers a lot of ground, what I have done is that I have divided this Unit 2 into 4 chapters, 4 bite-sized chapters, so that it is easy for you to understand and grasp the things step by step. So, what I have done is that in my UGC NET paper 1 book that I've published with McGraw-Hill publication, I have divided Unit 2 into 4 chapters, and within each chapter, I have marked the most important and frequently repeated topics as exam essentials. Now, what are these exam essentials? These are the must-know topics that deserve your extra focus. If you have limited time and if you want to score maximum marks in Unit 2, then rather than studying all the 4 chapters, you can just study the topics which are highlighted as exam essentials. This way, you will be able to study smarter and boost your confidence. Now, we are going to look at these chapters one by one. And in all these 4 chapters, I've covered the entire syllabus that is prescribed by UGC for Unit 2 research aptitude. Let me just quickly tell you the names of the 4 chapters. So, the first chapter of Unit 2 is Introduction to Research Aptitude. Then next is Methods of Research. Third is Steps in Research Process. And finally, we have Thesis Writing and Research Ethics. Now, within each of these chapters, I have marked the most essential topics. As I told you, I have marked them as exam essentials. In this particular video, I'm going to take you through all these important topics so that you know what should you study and focus on in the last few days of your preparation. These are the must-know topics which should be at your fingertips if you want to score a perfect 100 in UGC NET paper 1. And the best part is this detailed breakdown of the 4 chapters and all the topics that you should be studying under these chapters is available in my Amazon bestseller, the UGC NET paper 1 book, which has already helped countless students like you to stay ahead of the curve. So let's begin with chapter 1 and let's try to complete all the important topics in just one video. Okay, so the first chapter is Introduction to Research Aptitude, and the first important topic under this chapter is research paradigms. Now, what is research paradigm? It basically focuses on 2 main paradigms, positivism and post-positivism. And you need to know a couple of things in these 2 paradigms. Firstly, it is important to know the key differences between the 2. For example, positivism is all about being objective, having measurable data, while post-positivism brings in a lot more flexibility, allowing the researcher's perspective and context to come into the picture. At the same time, you need to also know the drawbacks of the 2 paradigms. Last but not the least, you need to also remember the key developments that have happened under post-positivism, like they have integrated the qualitative and quantitative strategies. They've also put in a lot of emphasis on strategy-based questions. So these types of terminology you need to acquaint yourself with. अब आप सोच रहे होंगे कि काफ़ी सारे heavy words मैंने आपके सामने इतनी सी देर में डाल दिए, but don't worry. Once you start reading the book you will be able to understand and digest each of these things one by one. I've given a lot of examples, a lot of real life situations where we apply these things on a day to day basis, which helps you to ensure कि आपको वो चीजें रटनी ना पड़े, वो आपको समझ आ जाए. Okay. Now, in this particular chapter, the next important topic is important attributes of research. Now, iske andar we cover three main attributes: objectivity, reliability, and validity. Now, under objectivity, it is very, very essential to understand the measures of objectivity कि किस किस तरह से आप measure कर सकते हो कि आपकी research objective है या नहीं. Another thing that you have to be very clear on is the criteria and different types of reliability. Because a lot of time what they are going to do, they are going to give you a situation and they will ask you that in this situation, इन चारों में से कौन सी reliability apply हो रही है. So you need to know all the different types of reliability. Last but not the least, in fact, I would say the most important, please thoroughly go through the types of validity. A lot of questions are asked in exam where you have to analyze different types of validity. Okay. Starting this week, I am going to post exclusive in-depth lectures on each of these topics that I'm mentioning in this video. And all of this is going to happen for free on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon. And don't forget to check out the playlist section where I've organized video lectures unit-wise to make your preparation super easy. Let's make your paper one preparation feel like a breeze. Now, that we have understood what should you focus on in chapter 1, let us move to another very interesting chapter which covers a significant portion of the syllabus, that is methods of research. Next chapter is all about different types of research. Now there are various types of research. Once we categorize them on different ways. For example, we have conceptual research, empirical research, inductive, deductive, structured, unstructured, and so on and so forth. But out of all these research, there are three major categories that you should study, because from these three categories, most of the times questions are asked in the paper. So the first category is methods of research based on type of data. And it's a very simple topic. Under this, we have three types of research: qualitative, quantitative, and mixed research. You need to know kya hote hain and how are these three different from each other. Next up is another type of research based on purpose. Now, this will include conclusive, exploratory, casual, diagnostic, descriptive, analytical, evaluative, and correlational. So, all of these research will help you understand कि अलग अलग सिचुएशन में अलग अलग टाइप की रिसर्चेस काम में ली जाती है. इफ यू वांट टू इवैल्यूएट समथिंग, देन यू टेक in consideration evaluative research. When you have to see how two variables are connected or correlated, then you take up correlational research. So these are different types of research. What I've done in my book is that I've given the definitions, and then I've given some real life examples to explain how these research will help researchers in different situations. And just by reading those examples, I'm 100% sure that you will understand the research in one go. So make sure you read the examples very thoroughly when it comes to this particular chapter. And finally, the last type of research that you should not skip is research based on application. Now, under this, we have three major types of research: fundamental research, applied research, and action research. Now, what is important to know here is that action research is one of the most important research out of all these three. And action research में there are different steps that you should remember, because वहाँ से ये लोग काफी बार questions पूछते हैं. So make sure that you study action research in depth. Just do not go through the definition. There are more layers to it, and all of that is there in my book, so you don't have to hunt for different resources to get all the material in one place. Okay, all of these topics are covered in detail in my book, so you can just go through them. Apart from that, there is a special PDF in which I have summarized this entire video, and that PDF is going to provide you exam ready notes. So you just need to drop a message on the WhatsApp number that is flashing on the screen, or you can click on the WhatsApp link that is there in the description box, and my team is going to send the PDF right on your WhatsApp. Now let us move on to the next chapter of this unit, which is steps in research process. This is the longest chapter of this unit, and this comprises of the main backbone of the entire unit, that is research aptitude. So out of this this entire chapter, the most important topics that you should not miss out is variables, hypothesis, research design, and sampling. So these are the four major important topics from where most of the times they are asking questions. So as I told you, the first important topic of this chapter is measurement of variable. You do not just have to go through what is variable and what are the different types of variable, but you have to also read and understand the four important scales given under this topic. Now these scales are nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, and ratio scale. Again, UGC net asks a lot of practical questions from this topic, so make sure that you know how these scales are different from each other. Next topic is types of hypothesis. Now here there are two types of hypothesis which everybody knows about. Now these are null and alternative hypothesis. But do not forget to also study what is working hypothesis, descriptive hypothesis, relational hypothesis, and explanatory hypothesis. These are also important and can easily help you score those little more marks than your competitors. To make these methods easier to learn and remember, what I've done is I've added plenty of real life examples. I've also given you a lot of mnemonics which can help you to recall these concepts quickly during the exam. So make sure that while you are reading the chapter from the book, if there are special boxes, cinematic connections, or special learning shortcut boxes, make sure to read them, because that will help you to solidify the concept inside your head. All right, the next important topic is preparing the research design. Now, under this topic, you should know the purpose and different types of research design. The first important type of research design is experimental research design. Here you have to focus on important terms जहाँ से ये लोग काफी बार tricky questions पूछते हैं, like randomization, blind and double blind studies, and common biases that can be seen in experimental design. Also, make sure you have a strong grip on pre-experimental research design, true experimental research design, quasi-experimental research design, and factorial research design. And in सब के बाद अगर आपके अंदर और जान बचेगी, तो then another important research design that you should study is non-experimental research design. So research design पढ़ने में आपको काफी टाइम लगेगा, because इसमें बहुत सारे सब टॉपिक्स है, but यहाँ से एक या दो क्वेश्चन हर शिफ्ट में देखा जाता है. सो दिस टॉपिक इज वर्थ योर टाइम एंड एनर्जी. And finally, last but not the least, the most easy as well as the most scoring topic is types of sampling. Under this, we have probability or random sampling. Then we have quasi-probability sampling, and then we have non-probability sampling. इन तीनों sampling के भी सब types है that you should know, because ये लोग कोई situation देते हैं आपको, चार options में अलग अलग type की sampling दे देते हैं, and then they ask you to choose the right sampling for that particular situation. So practical questions काफी पूछे जाते हैं. Make sure you have a strong grasp over all the methods of sampling. Okay, now let us move to the last chapter of this particular unit. So, the last chapter is thesis writing and research ethics. Under this, there are three major important topics that you should not skip. The first important topic of this chapter, of course, is thesis writing. Under this topic, there are a lot of important subtopics like what should be the format of thesis writing, under which you should have good knowledge of each section and the right chronological order in which these sections should appear. Under this section, you will also have something called styles of referencing, जिसमें आप APA, ACS, AMA, different referencing styles देखते हो, because what UGC generally does is that they are going to give you a referencing style and then they ask you कि ये कौन सी referencing style को follow कर रहा है, या फिर they are going to give you 3 wrong referencing styles and 1 correct referencing style, and they will ask you to identify the correct one. Okay, so make sure that you have a strong grasp on this topic. Under this thesis writing section, another important subtopic is footnote and endnotes, where there are a lot of abbreviations that you should know, like what is FN, what is et al, what is CF, what is YD, what is NT, what is PASM, what is IBID, what is OPSID. So all are these are all different abbreviations that are used during referencing. So you should know what does all of these mean and in which particular situation do we use them. Another important topic in this particular chapter is research ethics. Under this, we have components of research ethics, we have benefits of ethical research, we have components of research misconduct. Then there are also important ethical issues that you should know in terms of participants, in terms of researcher, and what are the major approaches to research ethics. So ये सारे terms आपको बहुत अच्छे से clear होने चाहिए. This is a very very easy topic. आप बहुत कॉमन सेंस को यूज करके आंसर दे सकते हो, बट स्टिल इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू एटलीस्ट रीड इट वंस. Okay, and finally, last but not the least, is the topic of plagiarism. Now, here they focus on different types of plagiarism. Another important topic which has been asked in the last 2 years frequently is levels of plagiarism. So there are different levels, 20% plagiarism, 40%, 60%. So आपको पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सा रिसर्च को किस प्लेजरिज्म के अंडर पुट किया जाएगा डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द डिफरेंट क्राइटेरियाज इन्वॉल्व्ड. ओके, इसके अलावा देयर इज ऑल्सो penalties involved for thesis and academic publications. You should also be aware of these penalties. So once you are thorough with these topics, after you have read the 4 chapters, you will have a very strong understanding of Unit 2 research aptitude. And I can bet on this fact that once you have read these important topics, it cannot happen that you cannot attempt any single question that has been asked in the previous year question papers. So you will feel that you are fully prepared for the upcoming UGC NET paper 1. So make sure that you go through these 4 easy to digest chapters, making sure you are clear on all the important topics. I've got exclusive content coming your way, so make sure you subscribe and check out my playlist for more unit-wise lectures. Let's ace UGC NET paper 1 together. That's it from my side for this video lecture. I'll meet you very soon in the next video lecture. Till the time we meet next, happy learning, keep loving literature, and stay tuned to arpitakarwa.com.